Yeehaw, brother. Are we ready?
Let's do this.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kaio. I am the owner of Airsoft Cup Series. I started it in 2021 for a little something to do, a little something fun to do.
All right. To start off, are there any things that you noticed from last season you're wanting to change for the fifth year?
So, one of the biggest things was the cars. Like, for one, the interiors were kind of goofy. Like, from the outside, they look a little, ugly. From racing standpoint, there's no break and turn. So you couldn't break in the turns, which kind of made the racing I don't really want to say harder, but it was not as competitive, not as fun, I don't think. That was probably the biggest thing we wanted changed.
And for your second question, what are some things you noticed from the race last season that give you a ton of hope going into this year?
Well, one thing I notice is that there is a lot of, competition because I look at the last four seasons of ACS, and usually in racing leagues, you'll find series where it's like one person's winning the championship multiple times, but we haven't had a single person win two championships yet. We've had four different winners. Um, and the championship race itself was pretty good. There wasn't really any drama or controversy. That's the one big thing you want from a championship race is there to not be any drama. And we didn't have any in season three or season four. I'm hoping we can, have that into season five.
All right. And finally, here today, what are some new ideas or thoughts you've had that you'd like to implement into this fifth season?
So it's kind of something that we've already started to implement. It's that I my job is going to be a lot more focused. Like last season, I was recording, I was kind of commentating, I was making all of the cars and tracks and stuff, and I was officiating all at the same time. But now we're gonna have, hopefully this Airsoft Racing Network. Hopefully it'll go through the entire season. Earnhardt fan, he is kind of a co-developer at this point. He has been doing a lot of the work because my life has been getting busy. And now that we have kind of a team that's building here, I can put my focus on just making the series better and officiating well. Um, so I don't have to spend as much time, editing recordings or stuff like that, or, doing a whole bunch of work on the cars. I have a whole team of people around me that helps me with that stuff. And one other thing that I really am trying to go for is that we are trying to make this series more aesthetically pleasing. Because the cars, they're pretty good. Some series have a lot better cars than we do. But one thing I'm trying to do is make us stand out, make us a little flashy without, causing the game to explode with lag. Because we've got fighter jet flyovers. We're gonna have color guard. We're gonna have like crowd in the stands, like you've seen at Texas before in the season four. That was kind of a test demo for that crowd in the stands. So we're hoping to make ACS look a lot better and to make the racing product a lot better. And those are some of the big changes that are coming for season five.
All right. Well, that's great to hear. And it's good to look forward to that for the fifth season. Kyle, we thank you for your time here today, and we'll catch up with you later.
Absolutely, no problem. Yeehaw!
Now, with it being some time from last season in that championship race, we go to the off-season testing. First at Daytona, it was Charles in a one-man show back in late November. He took the track by himself, nobody to spoil his party, just the champ getting some work done with the new cars. You can see him getting some pretty good amount of time, around 10 minutes there at the racetrack. Speaking of Charles, here's him in an interview with Kaio after the test session.
So, how did you get into row racing?
Uh, I found a game named Jackal Daytona. Fell in love with it. Fell in love with racing on Roblox. Went to the group wall, found a league, joined it, and ever since I've just been road racing.
Cool. What do you enjoy most about road racing?
Mainly the like friendship aspect of it, because during your time you get to like meet new people and build friendships. I also like to compete with them. Friendly competition.
Yeah. So, how on earth did you manage to pull off a 10-win season last season?
Red Bull gave me the F1 engine, so we had a little advantage. We had some ERS and some DRS. Totally didn't put rocket fuel in the car sometimes too.
I see. Well, thank you for your time, Charles.
And moving on to our second day of test sessions was around Christmas time. We had Ginger, Earn, JDM winner, league owner Kaio, and Dreamer show up here at Charlotte. Race 1 and Race 2, almost like night and day. Race 1, not as many passes or lead changes, a lot of contact. Had a couple of spins you see there into turn 1, a violent one. A little bit of airtime there towards the back. Drivers really just trying to figure out their groove, how they want to run the car, especially at this type of track. You see another spin here out of turn 4. Gets the bag going though. Drivers eventually would catch on the more they got used to the race cars. And then on to race number 2. And into the next session we go. Here's a good idea of what we're going to see for pit stops this year. You see that red light around the car. The red light means too fast entering pit road. It'd be a speeding violation in the race. Test session, not any restrictions for it though. And then we caught up with Winner for a quick interview after that test session. Winner, what did you think of the racing production there in that first session?
Great to make some laps. I like the cars. I feel like they're great here. Still need a little bit of work. I feel like the braking uh, is a little bit different than the cars from what we're used to. Definitely a lot of braking turning setups versus what we had last season. Looking forward to it this year and looking forward to a great season for the number 75 Bass Pro Shops Milwaukee Chevrolet.
Any changes you'd like to see before this next session?
I don't know. I really only got 10 laps, so I'd really have to have more time in them before I really make some suggestions in the cars. So
Good talking to you. We'll see you in the next session.
thanks, sir.
We then moved to the ACS filming studio to sit down with developer Earn of the number 65 from DTM.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Ingle. I race the 65 for Double Throttle Motorsports, and I develop the cars for this league.
All right, for your first question, how would you describe the process of taking on a pretty tough role in finding upgrades for the new season's cars?
Um, it's kind of annoying because I suck at developing. So if we have any issues with the cars, besides setup wise, it's kind of on me. And yeah.
All right, next up, what are some of the things you've been looking for and trying to find for the new cars this year?
I mean, we've been looking for break and turn. Obviously, we have that in the cars now. I mean, it's minimal amounts. I think we might need to turn it up or something or use a different script. There is a couple other things like maybe tire wear during and maybe more hit options, but I'm not we're not 100% certain on what needs to be finished at this point of recording.
Now focusing on you as a driver, what do you plan on bringing to a team, a powerhouse team like Double Throttle Motorsports for this season?
Well, I think our chances are pretty good at winning a couple races. The Daytona 500's obviously circled on everyone's calendars, but it's more circled on mine. I kind of outlined it a couple hundred times. I mean, I'm a great super speedway racer. I think that I might be the best there is. Honestly, I should have won Talladega last season, and Daytona I probably had a chance at winning. Maybe if I didn't get caught up in whatever Blue was doing on the last lap, I think we would have had a better shot last year. Obviously we're gonna make the playoffs, so that's what we're trying. All Double Throttle Motorsports. We just had a team meeting the other day. I think our team is gonna be great. I think I will be. Yeah. We just want to make the playoffs, win some races, maybe make the championship four. Obviously the main goal is to win the championship, but
All right, and finally today, what are your thoughts on Southside Motorsports' lineup that you've put together this year?
I think Southside Motorsports lineup is pretty well. I think we're gonna make the playoffs with a couple people. Pharaoh, he's obviously great. I mean, from just what I've seen on the track as just a racer against him. Blue, who made the championship a couple years back, he's really good as long as he just doesn't get into lag or baseball season. And, Cut, he won his first start here. He's a really great driver. He races in NASCAR Game Championship. I think he's going to be a good threat when he shows up. And Winner is a good driver. Sometimes he has moments on the track, but I think he could make the championship this year. Like honest to God, if he just shows up more, I think he's going to be a championship 4 contender.
All right, well, great to hear from you. Thank you for your time and best of luck to you this season, Ern.
Yeah, thank you.
Now moving on to a rainy day in Texas, we have the Airsoft Raceway for a mid-January testing session when we get closer to the Daytona 500 here in a few weeks. We had about a 4 or 5 car test out there that day. The drivers really looking to see what needs to be changed, and Ern, the car developer, actually did make some quirks, some changes to the cars to get them ready, as we had some problems in previous testing. And keep in mind that this racetrack is fairly new. They ran it one time last season, mixed feelings upon it from both drivers. You see them going into turn 1 there and through that part of the course. Kyle's looking to make this a great atmosphere and a better racetrack so that he can get maybe some better approval ratings for this track. But overall, they're looking to have another pretty good race here for the upcoming season as you see them go under the bridge and through to the next part. The drivers would also make their way to Daytona Beach, Florida for some practice there at Daytona. The race coming up in a few weeks, they want to make sure the cars are ready for that first race of the year to give them a good idea of what they can expect the rest of the way. And then into the Tri-Oval, one of the final clips for the off-season testing. The drivers are gearing up and getting ready for Season 5, starting in February here in a few weeks. And obviously, if you don't know by now, I'm Sport, the director of ACS The New Age, and I wanted to talk to you about the Airsoft Racing Network. I know you may see it a couple times around and wondering what it is, what is our goal for this season. At ARN, we're hoping to broadcast as many races as we can, most of them for Season 5. We'll do broadcasts, highlights, interviews, short videos that we try to put out, mainly to get ACS out there more. Obviously, not a lot of media out there anymore about ACS. We've noticed a lack at times, and so we want to help out with that, getting ACS out there, mostly on YouTube. You can find us, just watching this right now, you're already there. So make sure you stay tuned for every post, every upload that we make, because it sure won't disappoint. That's what our goal is, whether it's a team owner just looking for analytics or fans or drivers just wanting to watch back on some classics. ARN, we're looking to do that. So make sure that you guys stay tuned for anything we upload. That way we can make sure you're up to date on ACS and everything that's going on here in the league, because there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that gets missed sometimes, and we're making sure that that is informed to you guys. The off-season dust settled. Welcome to the Daytona 50, the grand spectacle for Airsoft Cup Series racing and all of racing, and we're here to bring it to you. The 5th season of Airsoft Cup Series racing is underway.